I would like to be doing what Suzie Hunter is doing. Periods to be getting ready for a ball game tonight. You remember Suzie. She's been traveling around, vlogging about every major league ballpark, and she will continue her journey. I don't recall where you left off the last time we talked to you, Suzie. But where are you at this stage now? I think it's been like 2 weeks since we last talked to you. What's up?
It's been a couple of weeks. Thanks for having me back on, Mike. I am in Atlanta right now.
Oh, the big A. All right, down in Atlanta. So what was your route to kind of get you? So let's just let everybody know. Suzie is road tripping to every major league park this year, and she's doing it to raise money. You can tell the people about how they can do that. TheSuzieHunter.com/MLB-road-trip. But tell the people about what you're raising money for with this road trip.
Yeah, so I am trying to raise $30,000 for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. I love them. They are champions of youth sports, so I figured let's send them some love. Kids have had a terrible year with the pandemic, so I'm raising this money. I love working with them. I'm going to be visiting clubs across the country, too, as I travel, like where it lines up. But, yeah, I'm going to visit every MLB park. Atlanta is my 9th park this season.
All right, 9th park. The last time we spoke, I think you had been to the 2 New Yorks in the same day, right? You did a doubleheader at
4 games one day.
Right, 4 games one day. You were in Boston, and you did your hometown of Philadelphia.
Kicked it off in Philly, of course. So since then, I think I talked to you when I was on my way to Washington. So that was the worst weather I've seen. It was truly raining the whole game. And
underrated ballpark, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I wish it was just nicer. I feel like I need to go back before this season is over because I was like with my friends and like they had just moved to DC. So a lot of time in the team store, a lot of time wearing Walgreens looking ponchos. I need a do-over in Washington. I really do.
Well, you do because if it rained, they have that little street that leads into the outfield. And that's like when it's nice out, that's very happening. There's a lot going on. And like when people tell you about like cool ballparks, that one's not normally because it's, I don't know, maybe so new that people aren't like, hey, you got to, but it's an underrated one.
Oh, it was beautiful. And I would love to see it when it's nicer out. Also, when I was there, it was, still COVID. Like, it was still not at capacity. And also, I think maybe people weren't trying to spend a Saturday afternoon in the rain. It was probably the emptiest I've ever seen a ballpark.
Wow. All right. So from Nats Park to...
let's see, what was next? I did Baltimore after that.
Classic.
Camden Yards is fantastic.
Isn't it funny to say that Camden Yards is now a classic?
A classic,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that one was like 1989, I think, is when that thing went up. So really, that thing's getting old.
Well, it looks great.
It's awesome. It's such an awesome. I love Baltimore. If you know like the cool little places to go down there, it's such a great little place. All right, so Nats Park, then to Camden Yards.
Then I went to Buffalo to see the Toronto Blue Jays.
Wow. All right. So how was that? How'd they do at that park?
So this was like, I think they had just gotten up to Buffalo from Dunedin. So, a lot of interest in the people in Buffalo getting up there. A lot of people wearing Buffalo Bills gear to a baseball game, which I thought was strange, but I guess Buffalo pride, you got to do what you got to do. Those tickets were so crazy expensive because they weren't at capacity, and it's already a minor league park that only holds maybe about 6,000 people, maybe a little more, but those were the most expensive tickets by far, which was really frustrating because it was Buffalo.
Gotcha. I saw Josh Allen threw out the first pitch there the other night. I guess you missed that one, huh?
I didn't see. I'm having trouble keeping up with games that I'm not physically at.
Makes sense. All right, so from Baltimore to Buffalo. And so you missed him in Dunedin, which kind of stinks because that's a cool ballpark down there. But Buffalo too.
And then I went to Pittsburgh.
Great ballpark.
It was my first time there, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the city. I loved the park. I just really appreciate a city with a color scheme. I really enjoyed my visit to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I actually, when the Flyers played the Penguins at Heinz Field, I stayed at the hotel. Outside my window was PNC Park, and it was like, I've been there a couple times. I went to college in West Virginia, so I used to go to the Pirates game. And when I was in college, man, that park's that old because I graduated in 2000, and that park was in its first year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that ballpark is 20 years old now, or at least
They
21.
grow up so fast.
Holy mackerel. That place is awesome. Did you walk the bridge and do all?
Oh, every chance I got, I walked over that bridge. I was like, oh, let me do a quick Starbucks run. Let me walk over the bridge. I loved it. I like documented all the most interesting locks. BuzzFeed wants to do a listicle of the top locks on that bridge.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a great city. I was there for the game where Cabrian Hayes hit a home run, but then didn't touch first base.
Didn't touch first base.
Counted as nothing.
Now, did you go to Permanente Brothers while you were there?
Yes, I did. Of course I did.
I know. It's like I used to do a show with a guy, and we went to the game, and I said, you got to go to Permanente Brothers. And he's like, well, I don't like coleslaw. I said, well, then you tell him not to put it on. He says, I can't be that guy. I said, but you're in Pittsburgh. You got to do it.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Like I went there and I sat at the bar and all that. I was like, okay, like what a vibe.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's really cool. It's a great little it's a small little downtown, but it's really, you mentioned the color scheme. I like that. The black and orange, everything's black and yellow, I mean. All right, Pittsburgh 2. Pittsburgh 2.
And then I stopped home and packed up the car for the long haul.
Okay.
Because
now I did see on your Twitter account, which is at the Suzie Hunter. You can follow her, and she's doing video blogs of all of her stops along the way. So I did see that you are now backpacking it the rest of the way, right?
Oh yeah. So I packed up my car. I put all my clothes in bins, and I've got like all these bins for like all my belongings and the things that I need. So I'm just living on the road now. So I'm going to be on the road from, earlier this week until the end of September.
So you went from Pittsburgh back home, and then where?
And then here to Atlanta.
To Atlanta. All right. So you're starting off the next leg of your trip here in Atlanta, and then where?
And then I'm going to start heading down to Miami this weekend.
Ah, good planning by you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to Miami. Are you bypassing, or are you going to Miami over to St. Pete?
No, I'm going to head straight down there because I got people that I can stay with there. So I'm doing Miami, and then I'm doing Tampa.
Right. Well, Tampa, St. Pete. The stadium's actually in St. Petersburg.
But but yeah, no, I'm doing Miami first, and then Tampa.
So give us a couple of highlights from some of the stadiums that stand out in terms of the food. Like I think I saw a picture of you drinking a brewski at one of these games recently. When you're in Atlanta, you got to get the Hoplanta beer. That beer is epic.
Okay, you know what? Well, I'm going to go back to the game tonight, so I'll have to look for that.
Oh, you were at the game last night?
I was at the game last night.
Okay, that's where it was then. It's a what was Terrapin was the maker of the beer you were drinking, which I'm familiar with because they make a low-cal, low-carb IPA for us keto guys, right? I'm in the keto thing, so
I'm a big keto fan. I didn't know you were a keto guy.
Now I lost 65 pounds.
I love it. I love it.
Right, so I know all the low-cal, low-carb. I could give you a list of them all. I mean, I know where they are, who makes them, boom, boom, boom. But Hoplanta does not qualify. But I drank it when I was at the Super Bowl down there.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, this is actually my first time ever in Atlanta. So I'm definitely, getting the lay of the land here.
Very interesting. It's like one part of the town is Georgia Southern. The other side's Georgia Tech. And the ballpark is like, what, an hour from the city?
Yeah, well, I'm staying a little closer to the ballpark. I'm not staying downtown. But yeah, that Battery area is amazing. I was out there last night after the game, and it was so cool. So many awesome bars, and everything was packed. This was actually the first stadium that I've been at where I felt like, okay, like America's kind of back. Like I felt crowded. I was like, okay, like actually, like I didn't miss this part of bumping into people constantly on the concourse.
It's funny because if you look at Suzie's vlogs, her videos from the first, early in these games, you have masks on at all these ballparks. Did you have to wear masks at all of the stadiums so far? Is that slowly kind of decreasing?
Yeah, I did not have to wear a mask at all in Atlanta, and I did not see a single person wearing a mask. And then I've been bringing them because I'm not sure like what everyone's policy is. It's tough to keep track because everything changes so fast. Buffalo wanted you to wear masks, like in bathrooms and stuff like that. But everything is it kind of just is rapidly relaxing. So it's been weird to, witness it, like all the changes happening right before my eyes at all these ballparks. But yeah, Atlanta, I did not see a single mask. Did not see anyone asking me to wear one.
So far, top three have been what?
Ooh, okay. So Pittsburgh, definitely a top 3 choice for
And you
sure.
can leave
Um,
Citizens Bank Park off since that's
I
your
will leave it off because
that's
it
your
goes
home.
without saying.
Yeah. Susie, by the way, is from the Philly area.
Yes,
Okay.
I am. That's where I started. So yeah, that was my first trip, of course. So I'm always going to love it more than anything. I loved PNC Park. I love Tourist Park down here too. It's great. Lots of great food too. And I would say also top 3. I'm putting Camden Yards in there.
So no Fenway.
I guess that's tough. I also used to work at Fenway, so I feel like it's just like very familiar to me. So,
Gotcha. All right. So
but it's a
Atlanta.
classic.
Now, in your Twitter bio, of course, it says that you are a ballpark food expert. So, where's the best food so far?
It's been tough because most of the parks that I've gone to so far, not everything is open. So people keep saying, Susie, why aren't you eating the nachos? I'm like, I can show you so many pictures of empty nacho stands because no one's working them because the stadiums haven't been at capacity when I've been there. That being said, I saw a lot of food options here in Atlanta. So I feel like it's been really hard. People keep asking me like, oh, what's the food like? I'm like, well, I haven't really gotten to see everyone's food at full capacity.
Yeah.
We're still in a pandemic.
Yes, that's
kinda.
true. And I want you to tell the story that you were vlogging about how you asked a very famous Philadelphia food guy about a vegan cheesesteak, was it?
Oh my gosh, wait, I love this story. So I was at a Phillies game with my dad back in 2019, and I wanted to try the vegan cheesesteak. So we're walking around and I'm trying to find it's Questlove's vegan cheesesteak. I've heard nothing but great reviews. So we're walking around. We woke up to this guy who's like in a stand, like looks like he knows what he's doing. And we're like, hey, like, do you know where the vegan cheesesteak is? And this guy's looking at us like we're nuts. He's like, you're asking me where the vegan cheesesteak is? Like, is this like really happening right now? And then we're like, talking to him, like laughing. And then like it kind of hits both me and my dad at the same time. We're like, this is Greg Lazinski. And we're standing like 100 feet away from his barbecue place. And we just like, neither of us recognized him. And we were just like, oh, wow, this is hilarious.
That's
so
great.
Sorry. We ended up finding it, but he was like a really good sport about it. And it was really funny. And I loved it. I'm kind of famous for not recognizing famous people when I see them, and this was just like another instance of that.
That was funny. I enjoyed that story. So, all right, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa Bay, and then I guess that kind of clears off the eastern seaboard here. So, Are you going like Tampa, shooting up to like the Midwest? Or are you going down to the Southeast? How you playing this?
All right. Well, I'm not going to give you my whole schedule because I'm trying to not be stalked. Thanks.
Gotcha.
So you'll see where I am when I get there.
All right. So those 3, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa. You can follow where she's going at the Suzie Hunter on Twitter and tell everybody where they can donate for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. So on my website, thesuzieHunter.com/MLB-road-trip, there's a landing page for the link. So there's a GoFundMe there where I'm raising money for the Boys and Girls Clubs. Please donate. The goal is $30,000. We got a long way to go. But tell your friends, donate what you can. And I'm really excited to be involved with the Boys and Girls Club this summer.
Well, that's very cool. We will try to check in a couple of weeks to see where you're at. We don't want the stalkers to be driving across country with you, but we'll try to find out where you're going, where you're at. And because I love the ballpark stuff. If I could take a summer off and do this, I would do it in a heartbeat. I love that whole concept of getting in the car, doing a different game. What, do you got a beer behind you back there?
No, it's actually a Wawa iced tea.
Gotcha. They got a Wawa?
Yeah,
Wait, did they got a Wawa in Atlanta, or did you bring that from home?
No, I stopped at the last Wawa in Virginia and stocked up.
Gotcha. All right. It looked like one of those Terrapin beers back. I was like, man, she really is a part of Happy Hour Friday.
Yo, Happy Hour Friday. No, still hydrating Friday.
All right, Susie. Well, enjoy the games and have a excellent first half of the trip here.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
All right, we will see you. Suzie Hunter, thesuzziehunter.com, and you can donate there for her trip for the MLB, for the Boys and Girls Club.